What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another GGF video, and in this one I just wanted to quickly go over the THOR-ZONE Nano Q. Now, I've always been into my small form factor cases and I haven't done too many. I did the NZXT last week, but I want to start doing more of these builds, especially more custom loops in these small cases. Now, there's always going to be that issue where you're not going to be able to custom loop the CPU and the GPU because you do have size constraints. Now, this case isn't relatively new. I think they did the first run about a year ago. A bunch of YouTubers, the SFF community, most of those guys got the early batch and they sort of had their opinions and thoughts on it. So I want to see now, a year later, what the quality of these cases are like now that they're in their final form. I'm just going to see if we can see how well this is actually packaged. You can just see all of that foam in here. I'm gonna flip, actually, if I take the foam inserts out, it'll probably make it easier to pull this case out. Now, this case comes in a bunch of colors, two sizes, an S and an R. I'm gonna take it that the S is the small, the R is the regular. All right, and there's a bunch of colors as well. I went with the chalk, which is a pure white. I do love my white builds. So let's go through the different sizes and what each one will support. So the S being small, 11 liters, 2.9 kilograms, 3-slot GPU, and up to a 240 and 120 millimeter radiator support. Then we have the regular, which is this one here. And saying that, it's really not that big. You're looking at 16 liters, 4.2 kilograms, up to 4-slot GPU, 280 plus 140 millimeter radiator support. Now, when I do my custom loop, I'm not sure if I'll use both spots. The 140, I believe, is at the front, and then the 280 at the top. Might get a little bit cramped. I'm probably only going to cool the CPU, probably 9800 X3D, and a 280 slim rad will be enough for that. So the stock prices with no accessories, I actually got the full accessory pack over here. Stock prices, you're looking at $376 US. Yes, $376 US for the small, and this one here, the larger one, the 16 liter, the R, is $430 US. So is a bit of a premium price, but I will say this is a premium case, and you can just see this unibody design. The white might be a little bit overexposed. I kind of wish now that I got maybe a darker color. I'll go through all the colors in a sec, but as I said, I want to do a full white build, something like a 5090 Astral on one side, although you don't really see much. That thing that's rattling around, the dust filter has come off. It's kind of annoying, but I don't want to open the case just yet. Something like a 5090 Astral, yes, it does have a GPU support list on the website. 5090 Astral is supported in the R version, and then it'll also tell you what will be supported in the S smaller version. But yeah, as you can see, unibody design, no seams, no nothing. Everything's going to line up perfectly on the sides. There's no side panels to worry about. And also the color as well will be one uniform color because I don't have to worry about doing paint on all separate panels. Just going to take this off. All right, man, that was in there super tight. I guess that's for the best. So as I said, a few different color options and a few different options you can go for the exterior shell. So the colors you can get are the carbon black, that's a pure jet black. Then there's the graphite dark gray, which is a gray blue. There's the pine, which is an olive green, that'll look pretty sick. Moonstone, which is a silver white, and then the chalk, which is this one, which is the pure white. And as you can see, all white all the way around. And I guess they've gone with some silver on the front. Even the back is white, and just the internal shell, you can see a little bit silver. Now, actually getting inside the case, I wish that dust filter wasn't loose. It's quite interesting. What you have to do is you've got these release mechanisms on either side, which you can slide, and then that releases this whole shell, and this will now come straight up like that. I'm probably going to nearly hit my top camera. Now, I did turn that sound down a bit because Optimum Tech did say this. I remember seeing his video. That sound is not very pleasant. There's a loose dust filter. I can see the magnets of that one's kind of completely dislodged by the looks of it. I'm not sure if it's meant to even be there. But yeah, as Optimum Tech was saying in his video, it's definitely not the most pleasant sound. There were some fabric tape on the early revisions down in the corners. Looks like they've completely removed that because that was getting stuck when you slid it back in sometimes. So it looks like they've removed that. You've got this gorgeous design, unibody all the way around, but then unfortunately, when you slide it out, it makes that crazy, crazy sound. But the way this just locks in, completely screwless, and that's what locks it in. You can see here that when I do, you can see this little latch that pops up, and that's what locks it in. And it does it on the bottom as well. Just down there. Now we haven't seen these unibody designs. I think Fractal has had the era. There's always going to be little issues when sliding them back in. They don't align properly, but I think that's just the way the implementation is done with a case like this. It's never going to be perfect, but I guess at this price point, you'd probably expect it to be perfect as well. Now, inside we have a sandwich design, motherboard on one side, GPU on the other side. You might be thinking, well, where is the rest of the case? Well, this is pretty much it. And on a small form factor case, this is what you want. Some of these might be a little bit loose. I can see here, I have not even opened this up yet. These might need tightening. Motherboard will go here, PSU over here, room at the front for the fan, up the top here, your radiator, and then on this side, your GPU up to a 4 slot. I will go with an Astral. Even that looks a little bit bent. But yeah, doesn't look the best, but I can probably fix it up. I'm not sure if that's going to have an effect on anything. Some other things you can do, like some previous small form factor cases we've seen, you can slide the whole main frame sort of one way or another. So say you're going with an air cooler and it sticks out just a little bit too high, you can push this back down, and then that'll sort of lessen the area on the GPU side, because if you have a 2 slot or a 3 slot GPU, you don't need the whole room for the GPU. I won't undo it now, but I can see 1, 2, 3, 4 screws there, and then they're also on this side as well. Okay, I can see that's one of the little magnetic parts for the dust filter. That one should probably go back on this corner, and I can see that these have come off, and that one should come off as well. Now, I'm not sure if this is a full retail sample. It might have been used somewhere else. The guys didn't really say that, so I can't really take this for granted that this is a brand new sample. So that's pretty much most of the case out of the way. I'm not going to install like a motherboard and all that. I will be doing a build on it, a full time-lapse video, and I want to do like a sick gaming setup where it's just this, like a white monitor, a white desk, something super cool using this chassis. Now, we can see all the extras we have here. Let's spin this around. PCIe 5 riser cable, I added that. I added the light hub, added the handles, the chrome front, and the walnut front. Now, unfortunately, when I went on the website just then to look at all the prices for each of these, some things have been removed. The walnut front was not there, and the handles were not there. So unfortunately, I could not get the price on those. This is your PSU AC power extension, so that'll go in the PSU. This will route to the back of the chassis. You'll definitely need that. Looks like this just clips in. There's no screws. It's got like these spring-loaded little plastic clips right there. All right, so inside here, it's a link up, standard link up Gen 5 riser cable. No need to, well, before I go through the rest of it, so that is 19 euros if you want to add this. If you have your own, actually, I might open this up. It's a dual. So if you did have your own and you looked into this, a dual reverse, 21 centimeters. So if you happen to have that, you will not need to purchase this. But obviously, grabbing this case for the first time, I did want to grab it, and that's basically it there. you get the USB-C front. Now I believe this actually goes in the front. I'll get some shots of the website. This goes in the front somewhere, this USB-C port for the front panel, but that is only if you go with the light hub. It says if you get the light hub, it also gives you a USB-C front panel port, which I'm not sure why, but that's just what it said on the website. So this is the rest of the accessories here. Let's see if this is the right way. Yep. And that's everything there. So light hub, which is this one here. This one here. These run on the underside of the rails. So that's like that. Let's get this around the right way. So I believe these mount, you can see that, that's where the holes line up. So one goes there, one goes on the other side, and that kind of emits light through all of these holes and at the front. And if it's as good as it looks like on the website, I'm probably going to stick with it because it does look super, super cool having that light coming through. Unless you can just add your own RGB, then you can go with that. So these two would link together once they're in the case. These two would link, and then one of them would just go off to your motherboard. It's a 3-pin ARGB header. So the light hub is €39, which is $46 for that. If you don't want to purchase that, if you've got some RGB strips, you could literally just stick anything you want to emit some light out of the case. The chrome front is €19, which is $23. Now you might be wondering, well, where's the power button? Well, the power button is this one here. You can flip this around depending on which orientation you want the case, because you can have it either way if you like. You can flip this around, unscrew it, flip it around, so your power button will always mate up which way you have it. That's been changed on the final revision, but you can swap this out, and I think I would probably go with this because this chrome front, let's see if we can get this in focus. I might be too high. This chrome front, I think, does complement it nicely, depending if the motherboard does have chrome on it. But yeah, this is the power button here. Pretty cool how they've done that. There's also the walnut front. Now this one was not on the website, it's been removed, but if the chrome front is 23 for the one, this is probably going to be a bit more because you can replace every single one, all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You could even do something where you just do the center one like this and you can keep the rest normal, which is pretty cool. I think the black and the walnut to me would look the best. So no price on that. And then also no price on the handles either. That has been removed. When they say handles, you can probably use them as feet as well. You flip it on its back side, and I believe these screw into here like this, one there, and then one there. So you can carry it like that, but in saying that, it's not a very large case. But you can also have the orientation of the case stand up like this, and you can also put the feet down like this on your desk. So you can actually stand the case up like this, and it'll just rest on these handles slash feet. So you can have like a vertical case instead of something like a more traditional one like this. And no price on the handles as well. They don't seem like they would be too expensive either. Now, just having a look at this one, you might have wondered how the front panel worked. Well, it's kind of quite simple. If I grab it inside here, you can see when I push on this little screw just here is pushing forward. So what you do is when you do mount this one, or it's not the screw, it's actually just this little hole here, it pushes forward, so the screw will hold a spring inside it. This little hole here will mate up with this little switch like that. You just screw this in like this, and now I can hear that's pushing that switch. And then you've got a connector, and then in the accessories kit runs off to your power button on your motherboard, and that's pretty much it. And I actually just saw where the USB goes right there. So when you actually have the case so hidden out of the way, that's where the USB Type-C pops in, probably goes like that way. Type-C pops in just like that, probably sits recessed a little bit, or is, yeah, that's the right one. Sits just like that, and you have a nice hidden Type-C going to your motherboard. And then there was another option for an Acertec all-in-one cooler that was 119 euros, so 140 US dollars. Not sure who would do that. You're probably going to have a preferred brand. I'm not even sure what brand that was. That was just another option on their website. But yeah, this is the accessories, very nicely laid out, all of the screws, everything like that. Looks like you can add little rubber feet if you like. But yeah, that's probably going to be it on this one. Not too much, didn't want to fit motherboards, anything like that. Just wanted to show you guys what this case was like. I will do a build video, throw in some white hardware, of course, and then see how it goes. But yeah, let me know what you think about this case, what color you would have liked to have seen me build in. If there was anything other than the white, but I do like my white builds. But I do want to thank THORZONE for sending this out for me to check out. I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.